I wish politicians would look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks on the street who ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese are milking welfare. But God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. That'll do there. Welcome along to the Guy and Harley podcast. My name's Harley Neville.
Who the hell's buying fudge rounds?
To be honest, it's the first time I've read those lyrics. I just remember hearing the bit in the song where he goes, "I wish politicians would look out for miners and not just miners on an island somewhere."
Yeah.
Do you know that song?
No.
Rich Men North of Richmond by Oliver Anthony. I'm on a bit of a southern states sort of country buzz at the moment with my listening. Oops. Here we go. Cool. It looks like we're up and running. Tyler Adams, welcome to the show. Kiwi Jezza, Philo Tiger. He might be a first-time listener. Well, so welcome everybody. First episode since May.
This fellow tiger says it's past 4 p.m. I was told you guys were funny. You were misinformed.
Boy. This is a very serious podcast.
But we're back. We're here for Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yep, this is the Christmas special. We do 2 episodes per year now, one in May and one in December. So, yes, but a lot has been happening, actually. There's been a lot going on. The last episode, you hadn't even gone to Japan yet.
Damn.
That was the last episode. You mentioned you were going to be going to Japan. Your lovely partner was pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
Any updates on that?
Yes, I am now with child.
Yes. Daddy Pigden.
I'm a dad.
Yeah. And how's that been? How's that been for you?
Well, it's been
all it's cracked up to be.
Yes, it is. But you know, a lot of no sleep, a higher degree of stress. You know, less time for your own pursuits and dreams. Give those up. Give those up now. Don't worry about those.
Nah, it's not true because whenever I feel like that, I just think about a lot of my heroes that all have kids and yet they're all still high achieving and they're all getting out there and getting things done.
But big difference between them and you, though, is that they're incredibly successful and can afford a nanny.
No, like, for example, Eminem, you know, when he was 26, he had a kid, he was poor, but he made it happen. Man's an inspiration.
Yeah. Well,
shout out to Marshall. He is actually a 5150 listener as well. He tunes in. Appreciate that. Yeah.
But no, overall it's cool. I'm in love being a dad. Dad life. Jesse is his name.
Yeah.
Son. And can't wait for
him to move out.
The world to unfold before him and for me to be a part of that. So, no, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Well, I guess seeing as we're making announcements, I also, in January next month, I will be a dad. And not just because of the sperm donating this time.
This motherfucker just had to copy me. He just had to do exactly the same thing I was doing.
Well, this is my 6th child, guy. So who's copying who?
Well, yeah, if you count the ones that you're choosing not to take care of or have any affiliation with.
You know, kid's a kid. You have kids, right? I've got 6 kids.
Yeah.
You know, long-time listeners will know that I'm a sperm donor from our favourite segment, Sperm Quest.
Yeah.
And I have 5 kids, including twins, 3 girls, 2 boys. And next month, I will have one that I'm actually going to raise myself, who will be a girl.
So that'd be a nice change.
Yeah, that'll be good. So I have got a wee girl coming, and what that means is that we can finally unite the Pigville family. We can have this arranged marriage now,
That's true.
In 25 years or so, when they're ready, they can get married and unite the families. It's the perfect fairy tale ending to this fairy tale friendship.
Yeah, well, look, Philo Tiger says, is this a baby making podcast or a film podcast? Look, motherfucker, what do you want to know? If you got a film question, we'll answer it. But otherwise, we're just trying to catch everyone up. It has been 6 months.
Yeah.
And as you can see, I'm a little bit testy because I'm a dad now.
And I'm not sleeping
And I'm not
very
getting
well.
any sleep. Tyler says that his are 9 and 12 now. To be honest, having this baby, and he's only 4 months old, but watching him, because they change and grow so fast and they're sort of changing all the time, you're like, oh man, we have to do this again just to see it all happen again, because it's so remarkable to see it happening. But I don't know if I don't know if that's really gonna get past the boss.
To do what, sorry?
Have another kid.
Oh, another one. Yeah. Well, I've got to have a boy now because I've got a girl, so got to have a boy.
Well, you got to
too,
have a boy
so-
because the girl will not like you or relate to you.
And she won't pass on my name either.
So
She'll be Little Miss Pigden.
yeah, well, there you go. So actually,
Can't
I
have that.
will assimilate everyone's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there is a movie-making question right here. Look at this. The Movie Cube says, I'm finally going to be making my first feature film next year. Do you guys have any advice? P.S. You're more than welcome to have cameos in it. So, is this filming in Auckland? Is this filming in New Zealand?
Or would we be appearing via Skype?
Yeah.
Or not Skype. Skype's dead. I guess Zoom or Teams or chat. It doesn't really matter. They all have that device now. Google Meet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question.
Bit of it. Well, give us some indication. Is this so? This is an indie film that you've made that you're
Yep.
going to make.
Yep.
You've written your script.
Yep.
And now you just broadly need some advice on how to make said indie film.
Well, look, I'll throw some advice straight out there. I'll give you some. I'll give you some softballs, some easy,
Yes, in Auckland.
some easy lobs. So first one is make sure you get that script dialed in before you start. So if you're making it next year, that gives you however long, however many months to do a whole bunch more drafts, workshop your cast, go through it over and over again until you're sick to death of it. Give it to other people and be like, hey, we're making this. This is happening. Got any notes from people you respect or admire? Because trust me, the worst thing you could do is to go ahead and make that without having kind of put the work into the script. And I can speak to that from experience as someone who did exactly that. And the result was 7 years of rewrites through reshoots. So it is very important that you get that script as tight as can possibly be before that start date, whenever that may be. And I know that's super tricky if you're doing all the rest of pre-production and everything like that, but I feel like the best chance you can give yourself for that indie film to be really good is for you to make sure that script is absolutely best it can be. And when you think you're finished, it's not finished. You think it's good, it's not good. You've got to keep pushing. And sometimes that can mean like looking to other people for their sort of feedback and not being like, when they give you feedback, nah, you just don't get it, man. You don't get my art. You don't really understand me as a filmmaker. You don't really understand what I was going for in this script. You know, those plot holes you pointed out, you didn't really just understand those, because I was going for a specific thing that you didn't pick up, and that's why I'm right and you're wrong. So if people sort of highlight stuff to you, if people are talking about certain things that need work, then really consider giving those things work. And if you're presumably you do have a cast in mind, maybe you've got people that you've got lined up already, but work with the cast and get them to help sort of workshop it with you through rehearsals. So, yeah, the three most important things in a film: the script, as Alfred Hitch would say. So that would be my sort of first piece of advice, just right out the gate there.
All right. Well, I got a little one for you regarding the script. Take off your director hat and put on your producer hat and then get your big red pen and cut out all the hard and expensive bits, or rewrite all the hard and expensive bits with your producer hat on. So now you're thinking about, how am I actually going to make this happen? How can I actually afford this? Is there a way I can make it simpler? Do I really need to show the helicopter exploding, or can I just have the helicopter explode off screen? You know, that's the type of thing that you can change in the scripting phase that is much harder to change later in the editing stage. So yeah, that.
He says it's going to be shot on a Panasonic EVA 1. Great camera, great camera to film on, good option. Wants it to look Hollywood on a shoestring. Well, I think also one other thing is like, pick your battles, and I say that as in pick your nice looking battles. So within your script, just to kind of push back a little bit on what Harley said with the red pen, is more like take out the highlighter pen and highlight specific moments where you're going to try and really deliver on that production value. So you're going to do a big party scene. Okay, you're going to put quite a chunk of your resources into that party scene to show that, because that's important. Or you have like a fight scene. Okay, you're going to really invest some extra time, some extra days, rehearsal, stunt choreography, all that sort of thing to make that really good. But sort of, I guess, ramp up to big moments. But if you have every day as a big moment, you're going to run into issues, because that's when that, like, I guess this is the way I put it, and I've always thought this is like a low budget indie film can make a Hollywood size scene, but they can't do it for every scene. So you can create that feeling and kind of call in all your favors and pull it around all these moments throughout the thing, but you can't be like, hey, everything has to look like that. Or you know, this standard is set and we can't go under this standard. It's more like, create the environment where you have these specific big moments that really show off the things that you have, but don't try and make them every single scene like that.
Okay. I got another little one for you.
Yep.
Normally, when we make movies, we then finish the movie and we go, shit, this bit doesn't quite make sense, or wouldn't it be cooler and better if we did this or that or the other thing? Or we run out of time on the shoot days, and then we're like, fuck, we didn't get through enough stuff, and then we end up having to go and do pickups after the fact, which aren't always budgeted in, although you should probably budget in some pickups in your budget too. But anyway, the tip is preemptive pickups, where you preemptively take your cast the weekend before your shoot, or a couple of weekends before your shoot, or whatever. Just beg them and convince them to come along and get all those really easy little shots, like person walking in and out of a house, or somebody sitting at a cafe looking out the window, or whatever you can organize to do kind of the indie way with a skeleton crew. So it's you and the DP and a soundie and an actor, and the actor's looking out the window wistfully, and basically get those simple shots ahead of time, so that when it comes time to schedule your actual main shoot, you're spending your time on the scenes that matter with the acting and the important things, as opposed to being like, shit, we've got to get through this because we've still got to rush next door and get that shot of her entering the house or getting in the car, or whatever it is. Yeah,
that's great advice. And so I guess around that, you should create a plan where you sort of, I guess, lump together the scenes that are going to need your whole crew, your whole team. And then those other scenes, it's like, for example, an insert of someone picking up a can, right? Because this can is very important. It's critical to the plot. If you don't actually need the whole team to do that. Now, yes, you can quickly just get that on the day, probably, but like those, like a shot outside of a house, who actually needs to be there for that? Well, really one person, the cameraman, and yes, maybe the lighting team if you're going to light it. But let's assume that maybe you won't be lighting so many of these things. So yes, and if it's an actor walking in, then that actor walking in. Suddenly that's 2 or 3 people instead of your crew of 10 or 20 people. So it is a great idea to do those preemptive sort of shots if you can, like a newspaper, a close-up of a newspaper. Who can shoot a close-up of a newspaper? Who reads newspapers in 20? Well, we got a newspaper the other day,
set in 1980.
but like that close up of the newspaper is something that you can get without everyone else there, without the whole team there, and kind of chewing into your time and resources. You can just take up your own time and resources for that. And just on pickups, do pickups before, but do not be afraid of doing pickups after. Everyone does pickups, and I think this is like, some people think they failed if you don't get it right the first time. You're never going to fucking get it right the first time. Not 100%, not the way you imagine. Now you have two options. You can sort of live with whatever those things are, or you can be clever and make some course corrections at the end and some adjustments at the end. Maybe, again, not using the whole team, but just to get a few things. Maybe you needed a close-up of this actor at this moment. Maybe you needed that newspaper shot that you didn't get. Maybe it is like, actually, this half of the scene doesn't really work. Let's reshoot that. But if pickups are good enough for Sir Peter Jackson and Sir Steven Spielberg, I don't think he's been knighted, but that's fine, then they're good enough for you. So don't be like, oh, don't worry, we'll get it in pickups, but more be sort of like open to the idea of, because there's that thing of when you finish this massive ordeal, this filming, this hardcore thing that you've done for weeks or months or over weekends or whatever, and you've spent all your money and all your time, and you're just at the end and you're like, oh, I just can't even. But you can even. You just kind of have to pick yourself back up and go, cool, now we're going to just get this little thing on this Sunday and get this little thing on that Saturday, and just keep feeding those into the edit as well to keep sort of refining and improving.
Well, the movie Cube also asks...
Is this on Twitch? Because I can't see it on YouTube.
This is on... YouTube. The movie Cube says, I'm thinking of flying in a B-movie horror Scream Queen. Mm-hmm. Will that do much for the production value? And the answer is yes, I think it will. I think it'll make it way easier to get it into international horror festivals like Screamfest and places like that. If there's like a recognizable, B-list Scream Queen actor on it, and it's one of the things that the distributors care about and the sales agents care about. That lots of people care about that. So we've never done it, but it would be probably beneficial if you can afford it.
Yeah, look, it's not a bad idea, and in fact, we do know someone that did that for their B movie. Which wasn't called V movie, but it was about those killer a killer beekeeper. Oh, beekeeper.
Yeah, who was the Hollywood Scream Queen that they brought in?
I think the problem was he kind of
beekeeper.
Lena Quigley, I think her name is. She's from Night of the Living Dead,
right?
But she is also now like 70 something.
I see.
Yeah. So while I think that they had two. So while that is a cool sort of cameo, that's not the same as getting like, I don't know.
Tara Reid, get her in.
Tara Reid is borderline, sure, but I don't think you could afford her.
Yeah.
But maybe you could.
I don't know. I think she'd do it for, $10,000 and a free first class trip to New Zealand.
Look, this is like a very common, and we've had friends that have done this. This is actually a very common practice where essentially you fly in a B actor or Nicolas Cage or whoever for like 2 days or 3 days, and you give them a huge chunk of the budget, and you just kind of shoot out all their scenes in those 2 days, and then you kind of shoot the whole film properly around that. But those 2 days are like, but they walk away with $10,000 or $20,000 or $30,000 or $50,000. So for them, 2 days, 10, like let's just say on
to New Zealand.
On the low end, let's just say, the longer you can get them for, the better. If you shoot them out over like 5 days, the better. But I just know, I think there was then
you got to pay for their
known B movie.
accommodation.
They did that. Like it is a very common practice. Do I think that leads to the best film? No. But you also do have to consider like
help you get funded and distributed.
Like you have to consider like sales and stuff too. So it's definitely not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. And it has been done with great success in the past.
But as you mentioned, Mr. Movie Cube or Mrs. Movie Cube, them day movie cube. We can do cameos in it. So there you go. There's your A-list endorsement right there, or your D-list endorsement right there. Pigville will be in your movie. And you can put that on your funding applications and sales reports and what have you.
I wouldn't put it on your applications, but just know we've got your back. We got your back.
But yeah, slide into my DMs. I'll do a cameo for sure. I'm hungry. I'm a hungry actor.
Yeah, I thought you said you were never doing that again.
No, that's not true.
I thought you said that you quit indie films.
No, that's not true. That's not true. The closest thing you're referring to there is I did the Killer Sofa movie. Shout out Bernie Rao, listener, sometimes listener, 5150 listener. Killer Sofa. Go check out that movie if you haven't seen it. Killer Sofa. And so I did that movie, and it was like unpaid, and I think I got flown down to Wellington and filmed it, and then came back up, and it was all good, and I had a great time, and the movie turned out cool, and it's been a big success. The movie's relatively like big success in a cult kind of way, and so that was totally worth it. But then what happened was I came back up to Auckland, and I had a meeting with Matt. What's Matt's last name? Matt from
from the tavern.
Matt from the tavern. Anyway, honest Matt. Matt from the tavern. So anyway, he was directing another low budget indie film. We had a meeting, and not for me to be in it or anything like that. He just wanted some tips and some tricks and some advice. I told him about the preemptive pickups, all that stuff, and then
Matt Hicks, that's
it. And he said, oh, and I was thinking like maybe you guys, you would want to audition to be in it. Maybe you could audition to be in it. And at the time, I'd just done this other role, Killer Sofa, with no audition necessary. It didn't pay, and it was out of town, just like The Tavern, this movie that he was making. And so I was like, oh, I don't want to audition for it. But I mean, I didn't want to audition for it. I didn't mean I didn't want to be in it. I would have happily been in it if he offered me a role. And I knew at the time, I was like, oh, I feel like there's a miscommunication there. It came across like I was saying I don't want to be involved.
Like you were big dogging him.
Like I was big dogging him. But actually, I actually more meant, yeah, totally, let me in. I'm keen. I don't want to audition for it because I'm not auditioning.
Half big dogging.
Yeah, it's half big dog. I was being slightly haughty, not auditioning for the role. Like, take it or leave it, kid. Look me up in Killer Sofa. And so, yeah, and that was, in the end, a mistake because the film turned out great. Turned out great. It's been seen by plenty of people.
Huge mistake.
It's out there now. Go check out The Tavern, shot in Cambridge, New Zealand. And I don't think it's available online yet, but he is doing ongoing cinema screenings and stuff.
It's not available online because he's in the middle of a very successful,
long-running,
independent theatrical run.
Yeah.
And he's just getting close to
breaking even.
Well, I was going to say he's just getting close to breaking 100K at the box office.
Yeah,
which is more like you might depends where you say, but this is New Zealand, right? In New Zealand, people generally don't go see New Zealand films. In New Zealand,
apart from Tina,
huge budget films. Many millions of dollar budget films don't break 100K, but also make significantly less than that. And so for an indie film to be cracking 100K in New Zealand theatrically in this climate,
pretty good.
Fucking amazing. Not pretty good. Fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. So congrats to Matt Hicks and The Tavern. And
Hickstical.
You went to the premiere. I paid for tickets to the premiere and then I couldn't go.
Yeah, I went. It was good fun. Good turnout. Very un-PC movie, but they get away with it. Because it's authentically un-PC. The characters are just un-PC people.
Yeah.
And they reflect real life, rural New Zealand, small town personalities. That so it was even though it was extremely un-PC sometimes, I think they pulled it off.
Well,
until the woke mob get a hold of them.
Tyler Adams asked, did you guys catch Shelby Oaks? Now, I know you didn't catch Shelby Oaks.
Never heard of him.
I would bet you $1 million.
Never heard of this guy. What's he do?
Happily put up your Tesla stock for Shelby Oaks. But unfortunately, also Richard in the chat.
Shout out, Richard.
Was meant to come and see that with me, but he blew me off multiple times when I suggested that we go see it. He was too busy with his partner. Didn't have any time, couldn't face it, and so we both did not see it at the cinema. despite my multiple urgings. But I am looking forward to seeing that, and I will see that because that is by ironically, it's pretty good, interesting segue. But we'll answer any more of Mr. or Mrs. or they them's cubes questions relating to film. Be happy to. But Shelby Oaks was by now I've got to think of his name, the frickin' critic, the YouTube critic. Who did Shelby Oaks? I'm just gonna look him up right now, just because I don't want to get it. But like, essentially, it's the classic. It's the classic tale of a YouTuber becoming a filmmaker, a YouTube critic becoming a filmmaker. It's never actually happened before. YouTubers have become filmmakers before, but critics, like people that have spent a decade talking about films on YouTube, have never really become a filmmaker before, at least to a high profile like this. And I'm still looking for this dude's name.
You look that up. I'll give the listeners a little update on something else, a short one, which is we have just cracked 200,000 subscribers on the main Pigville channel.
There we go.
It's youtube.com/Pigville and the number 2. 200,000. We got more than 80 million views. I think it might be about 83 million views now. And we're averaging close to 1.5 million views every month. That's our monthly average, 1.5 million views over on the Pigville 2 YouTube channel. All on just old content. Just boiling away there.
Can you imagine if any of that was monetized?
Well, that's the thing, is it's all adult content. It's all flagged as adult content, so it's not it's not monetized. It's we're being oppressed by the man. You should be able to put ads on dick jokes.
The patriarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Chris Stuckman is the guy's name who directed and wrote Shelby Oaks. He did, in fact, use crowdfund through his YouTube to receive funding to make Shelby Oaks, which was then picked up by IHC, or a big thing. They gave him a bit more money to finish it off. And then it came out. And basically what happened when it came out is all the people who he had kind of
shit on their content for the last 10 years
came out of the woodwork, or
shit on his content.
Exactly. Although maybe not all the same people, but certainly it was kind of like, you want to talk about tall poppy syndrome? This was like tall YouTube poppy syndrome, where it was like, oh, motherfucker, you, the critic, cannot come with a film without us, the other YouTube critics, fucking digging the knife in there. And they certainly did. So it hasn't, I don't know how it's done financially, but I do know that, like, essentially, it was like the first time you'd see other famous YouTube critics critiquing another YouTube critic about their film. It's a very weird, zeitgeisty thing. That's what happens. No one ever erected a statue for a critic.
It's true.
Also, speaking of erecting statues, did you see the fucking embarrassment of Sylvester Stallone showing up at the Trump fucking White House and getting some nonsense medal and talking about how great Donald Trump is? Rocky Balboa, the very definition of the little guy standing up to the big guy. That is literally the Rocky story.
Yeah.
That is literally it.
Well, he doesn't want to be there, mate, but obviously
180ing the fuck out of his whole legacy.
Well, Trump's obviously got a few pictures of him at Epstein Island.
Did it? Look, you have to look.
He'll be like, yo, Rocky, I'm gonna need your street cred. I'm gonna need you to come out and vouch for me. Otherwise, I'm leaking those pictures.
That is a very good hypothesis, actually, because it doesn't really make any sense. There was a whole bunch of other people there that had been very critical of Trump beforehand, all also people of the same age that could have been on Epstein's Islands, or whatever. So look, that's actually not a bad conspiracy theory as far as they go. I kind of buy into that one. But R.I.P. Rocky. You shouldn't have done it.
No, it's a bit like how Hulk Hogan ruined his legacy in the latter years. In the latter years.
My goodness.
Rest his soul, old Hulk Hogan.
R.I.P. Look, the Hulkster has...
a lot of people have died since the last episode.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I don't know if he died. I think he might have... I don't know when he died.
No, he died...
In the last 6 months?
Yeah,
since
absolutely.
The last show.
Absolutely.
It's a very sad episode of Everybody's Dead this week.
R.I.P. Hulkster, man. And especially, Hulk was a big one. But also a big one in ruining his legacy prior to dying, which is not ideal.
No.
When you've also put out a lot of good into the world, and then kind of
nobody remembers the good.
Well, they do.
They just remember that he dropped an N bomb.
Yep.
And then he endorsed Trump.
And he slept with his best friend's wife. Cucked his best friend's wife. And sold some really terrible beer. And was not great to his fellow wrestlers.
Right.
Yeah. Have we seen Bring Her Back? No, that is the second one from the Filippo brothers, who are also YouTubers, but not YouTube critics. See a big difference there. Mm-hmm. So that's how. So that was the sequel to Let Me In or something like that, or Talk to Me, or anyway, which was an amazing horror film, which I believe we did actually talk about on this podcast. And no, I haven't seen Bring It Back. I've heard that it's way more grim and brutal. And the first one was pretty grim and brutal. So I feel like the second one definitely didn't make the same splash as the first one, and I could only assume it's like they kind of not... you should push it too far, but they pushed it too far. But I don't know because I haven't seen it yet. I will watch it. I just cannot watch it with my partner because she hates that kind of thing. And if she'll be accepting of kind of cheesy horrors and like she loves a good thriller, but as soon as we get into like really dark territory, it gives her nightmares. She grew up in Iran where everything was censored, so she's very sensitive to like graphic violence and stuff like that. Like it's interesting because like to us we're like, yeah, well, you never seen like Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah, and also like doesn't your government like behead people publicly sometimes?
Of course, but you don't see that on the TV.
No, you got to get a ticket.
But you know, if anything, the grim reality of life is probably part of what makes horrors very unappealing. Whereas we live in a rich fantasy land of abundance, in the land of milk and honey. Where we get to fucking lose our collective shit about fucking having to get a vaccine one time.
Yeah. Oh, I have to help the community.
My rights.
I have to help the community.
My body, my rights. Is you know, that's what happens. Whereas, you know, and she even joked about this too, because they did not have a vaccine for a significant amount of time because they were waiting on the Russian one. And consequently, hundreds of thousands of people died. And everyone was very upset about those deaths. And they were like, please, can we have that vaccine? We would really love it right now. We would love that vaccine because a lot of our, you know, at-risk people are dying and we really need it. Whereas we got it and we're like, my body, my rights. I refuse this. You guys, you put this on me. You put this good health on me and I'm upset.
Yeah, it looks like there's a bunch of surveys and so forth, studies and so on coming out now as well, saying that, yeah, definitely saved a lot of lives and way reduced mortality rate in people who got the vax versus people who didn't.
Yeah.
It was pretty obvious, right?
It all stands to reason.
It all stands to reason. So I was going to say that I got rejected for a few things, filmmaking related things. So I applied for the Sparta Big Pitch competition to pitch new followers to like a room of producers and see if anybody wants to help us with our sort of get our feature film made. And, you know, they contribute, you know, if you win, you do get things out of it. I got rejected. we applied for NZFC funding for the feature film version of our short horror New Followers, and we had a great team, awesome team, had all the bits, all the boxes were ticked, all the stuff we needed, all of it, all like I say, quite a lot of stuff. You've got
Never mind the team. Awesome script.
Well, that's the thing that they rejected was the script and the story. They got back to us and they essentially said,
Well,
no.
They rejected the short as well, was a big sticking point.
Well, they said that they didn't think the script was good enough, they didn't think the short was good enough, and they didn't think the premise was original enough, and that they'd seen similar, there are similar movies like about influencers and so on.
Which is horse shit.
No, there's one called Influencer, I think.
Yeah, there's heaps of
coming out now
movies
or something.
about influencers.
Yeah.
That's not the unique part of our film, and makes it different to all of those films. So yes, of course. There's lots of there's lots of films about sports teams as well, but you can make a unique one with the right premise. Yeah.
We got rejected anyway. So the problem was not so much for me. The problem wasn't so much the rejection. For me, the problem was the lack of like kind of really clear constructive criticism. Like, where do we go from here? Like, you go, okay, cool. So they've rejected it. That's fair. But it would be nice if they would give us something that's sort of like a path to go forward. They say, look, we don't think this, and this, but if you thought about it this way and maybe went in this direction, maybe, and you come back to us, you could reapply. But there wasn't really anything like that. They were just like, yeah, not really. No, don't think so. And so now we're sort of sitting here with all the pieces we need, except for that main piece from the Film Commission, and being like, well, shit, what do we do now? Where should we go from here? So that's the update with that. So that's an ongoing situation. We're not giving up. It's not finished. We're not letting it die. We're moving. We've just got to figure out what the next plan of attack is. Can't remember who said it, but somebody said, like, if they won't let you in the front door, like, go to the side door and knock there. And if they don't let you in there, go around the back door and knock there as well.
If they don't let you in the door, climb over the fence.
Yeah.
Set off the alarm.
Yeah, it was some filmmaker.
Smash a window.
That. Yeah.
And break in. And, accost those people. It's a robbery, essentially.
Robbing them of the funding.
Rob them of their money.
No, persistence is key. So I just spent $2,000 nearly on a secret lab standing desk, because I spend all day at my different jobs, sitting all the time, and then I get home and I want to pursue my dreams and do my own work and the things that I need to do, at my computer, and then I'm always sitting down, and I'm just sitting down at work, get home, sitting down at home, It's not good for my health. I'm getting older, I'm getting fatter, I'm getting bad posture, all these things. So I was like, it's time to get a stand-up desk. The guy's had one for years. I'm just copying Guy again. So that's on its way now. But I bought the most expensive one with all the accessories, pretty much. So,
because that's what rich people do.
Because that's what rich people do. That's what rich podcasters do. That's what rich indie filmmakers do.
Yeah, they buy the most expensive desk. Once upon a time, that desk would have funded a whole short film.
Yeah, $2,000. You could fund a whole short film for that.
You could.
An indie short film.
An indie short film.
Yeah. It's with a simple script where you've gone through with the red pen and cut out all the expensive, difficult stuff. Now, I got a funny one here for you, Guy. So there's I had a very busy month in October, right? So we didn't quite talk about this. Last time we were on the show, right? This is quite a big update for the listeners that I didn't really mention. Last time I was on the show, we did the show. I was pursuing this. I just found out about this Malaysian rally film. So this was in May this year. And so I just found out I was chasing this Malaysian rally racing film that apparently they needed a New Zealand producer, and so they were looking for someone. I heard about it from a friend of a friend of my dear girlfriend, she who shall be named, and we I just cold emailed them. I cold emailed this Malaysian production company, said, I hear you're looking for a producer. Well, here's my IMDb. Here's me. Here's what I can do. Let's get in touch. So we had a meeting, and that was about where we were at last time we did an episode. Well, since then, they came over We did a recce of the North Island, a recce of the South Island. I hired a Model Y, partly because I just wanted to try driving a Model Y, a Tesla Model Y, but also because I was like, oh, I'll make a good impression on these people. I'll pick them up. I'll have a nice car, because we're doing lots of driving, be a smooth drive, all that. And it was. I really loved driving it. And so anyway, picked them up, took them around the North Island, took them around the South Island. They decided, yes, they're going to come here and they're going to film it in the South Island, down around Central Otago, which makes it much harder and more expensive because I'm up in Auckland and all my filmmaking friends and connections are up in Auckland as well, mostly as well. So suddenly a lot of pressure. And at the time, the budget was in the vicinity. They said it was 150,000 US dollars at the time. That's what it was way back then. Well, basically what happened was they had been asking around a few different New Zealand producers and they'd looked into it. They'd been making some calls. They were figuring stuff out and they got back to the production company and said, nah, can't be done. You can't do it. You cannot afford to do what you are trying to do. It's a rally racing film. So there's action, there's cars, like car rigging, there's stunts, there's all sorts of stuff. They were like, it can't be done. But then they called me and I was like, 150 USD, right? That's like 250,000 Kiwi. And I was like, they were like, can this be done? And I was like, a fucking $250,000. Yeah, we can do it. We'll do it twice. We'll figure it out. $250,000. Yes, we'll do it. We'll figure it out. Well, as a result of me saying that, they went with me. And then turns out those other producers were completely correct.
And you were 100% full of shit.
I was 100% wrong, but
you were completely ignorant in that statement that you made.
I got the job.
But you got the job because you made that ignorant statement.
Exactly.
You made that unqualified, uneducated, ignorant statement, and that got you the job.
That's what I'm saying.
And then you had to renege on it and just make it with more money, right?
And then, well, so you fake it till you make it, right? But so what really happened was they essentially, what they approached me with was like, yeah, we'll do it like it's a little indie film, no problem, 250 grand. But then they kept on asking for more, and they wanted more and more things. And they're like, well, we need this, and we need this, and we need this many cars, and this many people, and this many, this, that, the other thing. And they basically just kept on adding on more and more and more things that they wanted in the movie. And so essentially it reached a point where it was like, okay, listen, you need to either cut out a bunch of things or put more money in. Like, it can't be, we can't, this is evolving. It went from being like just a little indie thing that we were doing here to them bringing over about 30 Malaysian crew, and they've got to be flown over and accommodated and all of these paid and all that type of stuff. And so in the end, they put the budget up, way up, about 3 times as much. It was in the vicinity of like 700 grand for the Kiwi part of the budget. And then they also shot for 45 days in Malaysia and 7 days in New Zealand down south. And it all went really well in the end. My position was the lead New Zealand producer, but I partnered with a production company, an experienced production company. That's another little filmmaking tip for you, is partner with good people and hire the best people, and then takes the stress out of your lives. And so basically, like, I was the lead New Zealand producer and I organized a bunch of stuff. I secured the contract, and then I partnered with a production company, and then essentially they took it away and like basically ran with it, and I was just kind of there working on it, but all the responsibility, all the liability, all the contracting with freelancers and all that type of thing all went through that company. So it was pretty sweet. It was a very sweet gig. It was like long ass days. Like, it was getting like 5 or 6 hours sleep each night, because by the time you get home and you got to get up early and all that. So long ass days, lots of hard work, but it was awesome and went really well. It's finished now. It should be coming out mid 2026. You guys will be hearing about that here on the Guy and Harley podcast. I'll be encouraging you all to go and see it.
What's it called?
It's called Terbang, which means fly in Malay. Fly, Terbang.
And it's based on a true story, right?
It's based on the true story of the 2002 World Rally Championship, which was won by a Malaysian team. And we were working with Hayden Paddon, who's a world rally champion, a renowned rally champion. So any of the listeners who know anything about rally racing will almost certainly know who Hayden Paddon is. So we're working closely with him, and it was awesome. It went great. So anyway, that was in October. Now, in October, I also had, shout out to Jared Murray on the live stream.
Good to see J-Rod Millionaire.
Yeah, there he is.
Been a while, working hard, I imagine, over in
Australia. paying taxes to the Australian government.
Homeowner,
Yeah, hey.
certified.
So in October, right, was that thing. But the thing is, October is normally a very busy time of year for me anyway, because I have another big project, which I'm not going to say the name of in this particular story, Guy. We're not going to say the particular name. It's a large event that I do every
'cause you're
year
gonna
at the beginning of October.
Talking about neglecting your responsibilities or something.
No, you'll see. So I had a lot on my plate, right? Lots to do. All of this shit happening in 1 month, right? And I had for these events that I have to do, I have a bunch of volunteers. And on this particular big opening night event, I had one too many volunteers. I didn't really need this many. I didn't have jobs for them all. And so I got a message. So there's this one particular volunteer who I've always been like on a pleasant terms with, no issues, no anything like that. Like, see her around, say hello, a professional, cordial friendship. And then anyway, she said she can't, she wants to volunteer, but she can't greet the guests. And I was like, oh, okay, she can't greet the guests. I was like, it's kind of one of the main things, but all right, I'll keep that in mind. Okay, I don't actually need that many volunteers. So, all right, yeah, okay. So now I'm working my ass off. I'm doing all these phone calls. I'm doing all this stuff. And amongst all that, I email the volunteers and I say, hey, what do you guys want for dinner on the night? Here's your menu. It's a Japanese place. Tell me what you want. All right. And then I got this like kind of curt, like one line reply from her. She was like, I don't see anything that indicates that this is gluten-free. I'm gluten-free, celiac and vegetarian, but no like suggestions of like, maybe this, or maybe we could try this, and just nothing. And I was like, okay, all right. So here I am, right? I'm busy as fuck. Okay. She doesn't want to greet the guests. I've got one too many volunteers. And now she's not providing me a solution to her problem. And essentially this is a very minor importance to me at the time. I'm so busy. I've got so much going on. Right. So, I was like, okay, thank you for volunteering as tribute, because I need one volunteer to cull. So I was like, I messaged her a polite message and I said, hello, hey, I'm looking at my list of volunteers and I don't think I need quite as many as I have. So if it's okay with you, I'll ask you to just come in as a guest tomorrow to the event. Come to the guest, just be a guest, and and that's it. Is that okay? Is that okay? That's what I said. And she replies, and keep in mind, we've never had a problem. She replies, actually, Harley, a lot of planning and expense has gone into my attending and volunteering all year. So if I show up tomorrow, it will be me. And you can just shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down. And if you think I'm fierce via message, you should see me in person. Try me in person. And so I was like, I looked at that and I was so busy, and I was like, oh, I guess she's off her meds. I was like, that's just really, that's went 0 to 100. That she's clearly off her meds. And I was like, okay, all right. I was kind of just bemused, really. It wasn't a big deal to me. And then I was like, oh, look, obviously you'd still be there. You'd still be on the comps list and that. You would just be a guest at the festival, but just not required to volunteer, okay? But your disrespect and lack of professionalism in this message has been noted. Good day. That's all I said. I said, it's been noted. That's it.
Look, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to say that is the most non-Harley...
It's tactful.
Professional response to that original message.
Yeah.
That I would have never. This is what I would have never pictured you being that tactful. Yeah. Well,
so so I'm like, okay, your disrespect and lack of professionalism has been noted.
It has been noted. Of course, you could not know. You could not know. You could not
told me
note
to
telling you
down.
to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up.
Okay, now this is
you are her boss.
I she's volunteering at an event that I'm running, so technically, like,
so
kind of,
technically,
but I'm not paying her. So, but,
which is always this kind of grey area of why people think they can say
talk
that.
like that, yeah.
Because it's like, well, you're not paying me, so I can be
fuck you.
very, very rude to you.
So I can be myself. A dick.
You think I'm this fierce, and you think I'm this? No, replace fierce with rude.
Rude, exactly.
Come on.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So, well, you'll like this next bit anyway, Guy, because
Of course,
she
because
goes,
it's going to be abusing you, so I love it.
Yeah. So, disrespect, lack of professionalism, noted, good day.
Yeah.
And then, menacingly, she said, let me tell you about disrespect. You sick, musk sycophant motherfucker.
Well, you do.
Tomorrow.
You do like
capitals.
You do like Elon Musk.
Capitals.
That's a good way. Go,
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Capitals.
Yeah.
Like she's going to come there and she's going to fucking have a go. And so I was like, oh, it's all very weird. And then the funny thing is I saw her the next day.
And you were like, hey, how's it going?
And I was expecting her to be like, oh, hey, look, sorry, I was off my meds, and you know what she did that was so fierce?
Yeah.
Absolutely fucking nothing. I'll show you exactly what she did. I saw her. There was nobody else around. We were in the event had started. And I walked out to get a beer, and there she was. And she was just a few meters away over there. She was walking in.
Yeah.
And here's what she did. She saw me, and she went,
Yeah.
there's nowhere, just looking anywhere else, but there was nowhere else to look. I was right there, and I tipped my beer to her from afar, and she was pretending she couldn't see me, which was not fierce at all. So calling out on that one, she used to listen to the podcast, which is what makes me think that she thinks I'm a Musk sycophant motherfucker because she must be listening to the podcast.
Which is appropriate for her to think that.
So weak, not fierce at all. Weak.
Oh, it's a great story. It's a good story.
Well, she also then screenshotted it all, right? So here's and sent it to the other people at the organization.
Yeah.
And the other people were like, "Why would you screenshot that? You look like a total fucking psycho." Like,
It's quite interesting, isn't it? Because
you escalated it. I wasn't going to I wasn't even going to tell anybody. I was just whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's so funny because people's perspectives of like where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Can get very, very warped.
Yeah.
And I actually saw this on Threads, was like a guy who'd essentially broken up his band.
Yeah.
Was like, well, I'm sharing this just so you all know why this happened.
Yeah.
And he was doing pretty much exactly these incredibly aggressive tweets to his band member who was like, hey man, chill out. You might think I'm saying that, I'm not.
Yeah.
And I just wanted you to check the chord because we were going in the wrong thing or something.
Yeah.
And it was like exactly this. And so he posted that, and then about 10 or 20,000 people were like, dude, you're a psycho.
Yeah.
You need to relax. So it's so funny that this person was like, I'm going to fucking get him. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him cancelled.
Yeah.
This guy's getting cancelled right now at this event. He's getting cancelled immediately because of the rudeness the disrespect he showed me. And so I bet you're glad that you did not Harley Neville that.
That's the thing.
And
right?
you were just kind of in a mellow mood that day, and you were too busy to worry about it.
I was too busy to worry about it. I didn't need to because she had given me all the cards with the screenshotable like message right there of just like flying off the fucking handle.
Yeah.
So essentially I was like, there's zero need for me to escalate this. I've already won. And then so after the last message where she called me a sick Musk sycophant motherfucker,
I love it.
And threatened to do something to me tomorrow.
I love it.
I didn't reply and just unfriended her.
Yeah.
And now she'll be seething on that. She'll be seething. Hopefully she tunes in.
Well, she may well be, but my best to that person. But you did take it a bit too far. I feel like she did.
Oh, she did.
I feel like her feelings about your love for Musk got intertwined from hearing you say horrible things on the podcast. That got like in her head, and then you said this thing that wound her up the wrong way, and she was like, "Fuck this guy is fucking Elon Musk loving motherfucker."
Yeah.
Why can't he just admit that he's such a cunt now?
Yeah.
Why can't he just come clean and admit that? Is it that fucking hard? All this mounting evidence, Doge, fucking everything. He can't do shit, and now he's telling me he's not even going to make any accommodations for my diet. Fuck this guy.
I didn't even say I wasn't going to make accommodations for a diet.
But you weren't going to make accommodations.
Oh, I was going to, if I had to, I was going to figure it out.
Right.
But that's why I was like, well, look, I don't need this other volunteer anyway. So the volunteer that is adding extra work is going to be the one that gets culled, obviously. The one who can't do the job I needed to do, which is greet guests, and is then causing me more work instead of suggesting me. If she'd give me a link and said, hey, can I have this instead? I would have said, sure, yeah, whatever, click, save, whatever, let's do it, add it to the thing. But yeah.
Why not greet guests?
Well, she's a psycho.
People, I feel like that is a key part of it. When I was hired to be the chauffeur there, I did definitely have to do that.
You were the guest coordinator. That was your role that year. You were the guest coordinator, coordinating international guests.
And look, I guess it's interesting because why wouldn't you want to greet them? They've done very interesting things. That's why they're here.
She means the general public guests. Like people coming in and you're like, hey,
I get you. Okay. So you mean
the
like
bathrooms are over there and
don't be the person that I come with you. Sorry, my bad. I thought it meant like
not
the
the
guests of the festival.
Guests. Yeah.
She was actually, in fact, the opposite. She was like, I want to talk to them. I don't want to talk to the pores that come through. Exactly. I don't want to be directing anyone to the bathroom. That's a no from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a no from me.
That's a no for me.
Yeah, so I thought you'd like that one.
I did.
I thought you'd like that one.
Enjoyed that.
At the time, I was like, I don't need this drama. I'm so fucking busy. This childish fucking bullshit.
Yep.
Now, well, that's that. What else you got?
Well, I will just quickly mention that my trip to Japan was very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
Then to Hakone, then to
Bukake,
Nara. That is a racist joke.
Bukake?
Yeah.
Why is that racist?
Well, come on, Harley. That's you. What you're talking about is a sexual practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't it from Japan? Isn't it a Japanese word?
Yes, you don't consider that a racist remark?
No. What?
Well,
Bukake is a Japanese. As far as I'm aware, it's a Japanese word.
Sure,
right? It's a Japanese thing.
Okay.
So I don't really see what the racist part of that is.
Okay.
So suggesting that you went to Bukake while you were there.
Yeah. So then Hiroshima and Miyajima Island, and I've been all around the world. I've seen a lot of things. But Japan was right up there in terms of I've been I can't even remember the name of it, so there's no point in talking about it. But been to a lot of places, and that was definitely one of the best ones. So if you're and in fact, J-Rod Millionaire did give me some advice on things to do and places to go while I was there, and I did a lot of research before heading over, so I really had my I's and T's dotted. But if anyone's thinking of a holiday, Japan, put that number one. Very easy to get around. People will speak enough English to help you. And there's some pretty amazing sites, both old and modern. So you just can't really beat it. Can't really beat it. Only issue is it is quite expensive.
It is an expensive place. I've seen things too, things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. All these moments will be lost to time like tears in rain.
Off the shoulder of Orion?
Orion? What's that? Orion?
Ryan.
What, a man named Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Japan as well. It was good. I liked it too. Although I didn't get the proper full experience because it was during the COVID lockdowns and stuff like that. So I didn't get to enjoy it quite as much as you would have, and I didn't get to travel as much as you would have. But I did see Tokyo, and I did see Enoshima, or however you want to say it, which is like a surf island town down the coast somewhere.
Yeah, it's a good spot, good drop.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite things were the retro bars. So you could go in, you could spend not very much money. The only thing that was kind of cheap over there was food and alcohol were both pretty cheap. That was the only thing that was. Everything else was not cheap.
What else do you need?
Well, accommodation.
Travel,
those things.
shopping, all that fun shopping.
Yeah, like actual, there's a kind of like, oh, get a great deal once you do the math, because they give you duty free or tax back or whatever, and you're like, I'll get a great deal. You do it, and you're like, hang on, that was exactly the same as if I bought it in New Zealand at full price. Yeah. It's not a good deal at all. Or slightly more expensive. That's not a good deal at all. Yeah. But yeah, those retro bars, so they would have like arcades set up, or even Super Nintendo and Nintendo setups. And you could essentially buy your drink from these cool super retro vending machines, and then go and play Mario Kart for an hour or however long the thing was. And they had a bunch of those, and they also had like it was a place called Super Potato, which was like kind of a retro, almost game museum, but not quite. They were selling a lot of, I guess, retro style things, and you could play all those retro games. Unfortunately, I got a Street Fighter 2 T-shirt that I then left at the last hotel we stayed at.
Hate that.
Yeah, and it was my wife's fault, because she tried to wash it because I spilt some tomato sauce on it.
So it was your fault.
And then because I wouldn't have washed it. You see,
you would have just taken it.
It would have just gone straight in the thing. But she's like, I'm going to wash it. So she washed it, and she hung it on the back of the bathroom thing, and we left. Street Fighter 2 gone, done. But I also did pick up a Chrono Trigger CD soundtrack and a Street Fighter 2 keychain of M. Bison.
And is the CD an actual CD?
Yeah, it's an actual CD.
So it's just purely a collector's item.
Yeah, well, no.
You don't have a CD player, right?
That's a good question. I think I could play it on my I think I could play it on my DVD player.
I'm pretty sure I could play a CD on my PlayStation 4, couldn't I?
Maybe. So yes, but I got that, and like they basically had rows and rows of old Super Nintendo and Famicom games that you could also buy, and you could buy, and they had like boxed old systems, so it was kind of like a massive kind of consolidated trade me, which was and I almost bought like a Famicom system and like a whole bunch of games and stuff, but I was like, when am I'm gonna get this, and I'm not gonna play this like all my other games, so I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, it was pretty sweet.
Nice. Well, speaking of trips, Tyler Adams says that his Christmas trip to New Zealand got postponed. So he was going to be coming to New Zealand, which I don't think you told me that, Tyler.
Yeah, I don't think you let us in on that one,
I don't think you let us know that. Otherwise, we've got the spare room ready. You and the whole gang. You all sleep in the spare room. You can sleep here in the studio. Maybe we'll put a wee mattress on the table. Guy won't mind.
Well, I do my work in here.
This is his office now. Things have changed.
I've been moved down here.
He's been evicted from the house, and he has to live down here in the studio. There's actually a bed under the table. That's where he sleeps most nights. Yeah.
With the cockroaches.
Yeah. They're coming back.
They're coming back. They will return, in greater numbers.
And in greater numbers, yeah. My girlfriend is very unhappy about the cockroach situation. The other day there was a cockroach.
So is my wife.
There was a cockroach on the bed, like the bedside table, in the middle of the night, and she could hear it.
Oh,
so
that's not good.
She woke up and turned on the light, and there it was. She flipped the fuck out.
Yep.
And was not happy, and I had to kill it. But of course, that involved spraying spray in the room at night when we're going to be sleeping in there and all that. You've got to air it all out, all the poison. And then not happy. And then basically it resulted in like 2 extra hours of like, restlessness from her. Which really affected the sleep. And
yeah, I could see how that would, the cockroach. We've never got a handle on the cockroaches, sadly.
Well, I think it might be just time for another spray here and there.
Spray and walk away. But the problem is, well, one, the guy that did it for free is in the UK at the moment, so he can't come and do it for free.
Fly him back.
Also, the problem is it's the restaurants. It's the bloody restaurants next door, and it's this. And I'm sure
they've got like a dumping area.
I'm sure it's this basic back wall.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they have they kind of reduce and then increase and then relocate to our house underneath our house and then kind of diminish and then come back, and it's just a constant
cycle. And
it is very frustrating because it really starts with the restaurants. They got to stop leaving their food out there.
The restaurants are the problem. There was on the previous episode, I'm pretty sure it was a previous episode, I talked about how there was this director of photography who I had a job that I needed done. It was a little corporate job. It was going to go and film an interview at the hospital. It was going to take,
piece of piss.
It would be, probably 2 hours of your time, maybe 3 hours if you count like a little bit of prep and all that stuff, if, prepping your gear, but not a big deal. Like go down there, set up a light, set up your camera, film a short interview with a person at the hospital. That was all that they had to do. I needed to get this job done, but I couldn't do it. Guy was not available. All my usual people were not available. So I was thinking, who could I ask? And I thought of this guy. I was like, I could ask this director of photography. Now, at the time, I said, look, there's a $500 job. It's $500, but if you want more, you can negotiate it directly with the client. That's fine. I'm kind of just passing it along to him. But I was like, basically, it's $500 to go down there, film this little interview, and then deliver the footage to them. And he got back to me and he was like, oh, well, I normally charge, $1,600, for me and all of my gear and all this or whatever. I don't know if it was $1,600, but you know what I mean? It was like way more. It was way more. It was like, I think it was like $1,500, something like that. And I was like, sounds like I can't afford you then, mate. So, all the best and good luck. And someone else had to go and film it. I got someone else in the end to film it for $500. Well, how the mighty and haughty have fallen.
Oh, I fucking bet.
I bet, right? Because with the current situation and work situation, the film work situation in New Zealand's a bit grim at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
And I did get a message out of the blue, and he was like, hey, if you hear about anything coming up, any corporate stuff, any shit you got going on, I'm around, And I was just thinking to myself, well, if only you hadn't been too haughty to take that other one, you would have established the connection, established the relationship, and I would be thinking of you for other stuff.
Now you're on the blacklist.
He's not on the blacklist. He's just further down the list. Obviously, I'm going to go to other people first, right? So
he's on the blacklist.
He's not on the blacklist. He's just at the bottom of the list, or somewhere near the bottom of the list.
Which may as well be.
So, he says that the drama has all dried up, and so he needs some corporate videography.
Of course it's fucking dried up. Like, just AI is coming to take all our jobs.
AI cannot do what I do. I drink and I know things. I'd like to see how I do that.
Well, it knows things.
Can't drink, though.
And it can't drink. But without the drinking, it means it will know more things.
Well.
So really you can drink. And know less things than AI. But
I drink and I know things.
Look, we've been. I love talking about it on the podcast.
Talking about what?
The cliff that the film industry finds itself slowly in free fall off. There's just no, the math doesn't math. None of the maths on any of it. On the streaming platforms, on even YouTube, releasing films, the cinema, the theater experience going away, all this shit. But everything stays costing the same price or more. And it's like, cool. But it can only cost more if it can make that. It can't just always be like this. And that's the way it's been for sort of as we've ushered in the streaming age, because the streamers have buoyed that by kind of trying to buy everything up. But now they bought everything up. And so there's cool. So you're going to have your streaming people but kind of theatrical is really down, and streaming only is going to hire so many people, and their model doesn't really make sense. There's a ceiling to it because only so many people can subscribe. And then what? So again, and then when they're all subscribed, but you're still making things, you're essentially relying on their memberships to kind of fund everything and make you money. So it's all just completely broken. And we've got people over here going, I'm not going to do a corporate job for $500.
$500.
At a certain point, that person that hired you is going to go, don't worry, I wrote a prompt into AI for the interview, and I got the person, and the person was just appeared there and said the things I want. I have literally seen one of my friends who works in HR create an AI avatar of himself for what he would normally pay someone to do,
Yeah.
he has then fed in the instructional video that he would once upon a time have to record with me.
Yeah.
Fed it to the avatar says it, he makes any adjustments.
Yeah.
And it also, to be clear, it looks like him recorded on his cell phone.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look
shit.
like
Looks
AI or anything.
Yeah.
And so that's what's going to happen. That's coming. For the people that are aware of it, it's already here.
Well, plot twist, this podcast is actually AI.
It could be because there is 270 episodes to model.
Exactly. We fed them all in.
So it is possible that
I'm
this
actually
is
at the
AI,
pub.
that this is AI. But so anyway, the whole point is there's way too many haughty motherfuckers in New Zealand with their rates. Like, it's like, what would you get out of bed for? $500 a day. I would 100% get out of bed for $500. Just as simple as that. $500 for a day, no problem.
Especially for 2 hours.
Also, do the maths. Do the maths on exactly 2 hours work. Okay, so
He's got the whole afternoon off.
$250 an hour. Okay, yeah, look, that's like, what does a teacher get paid? $35, $40 an hour? Okay, what am I getting paid in relation to that? Okay, I should probably take this job then. I sort of, or I can go take my ass back to fucking teaching and fucking do this for 8 hours and get paid less than that.
Yeah.
So we are very spoiled, but that ain't lasting. And this guy is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yep. He's just
also,
the tip of the iceberg.
And also, that speaks also to the global recession, our recession, and the film recession, which are all happening simultaneously.
But this is a good time to spend $2,000 on a desk, right, guy?
Well, it is if you
And when we got a baby coming next month.
if you have enough revenue streams from all these different things, then it's fine. Like, if you were a DOP that was turning down $500 jobs, no, it would be a terrible time to buy a fucking desk.
$2,000 desk.
It would be really stupid, but it's not the position you find yourself in. So, yeah.
Well, Tyler Adams says that he hates that Corridor keeps championing AI. And then, actually, I don't know what Corridor is.
Corridor Crew is a VFX artist on YouTube that they sort of do VFX artists react.
Yeah.
And they're all very entertaining things.
Yeah. They're VFX celebrities, and they're normalizing this, generating this AI slop. And this is personal for Tyler because he's a VFX guy.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a bit of a problem.
It is. And yeah, like VFX artists are in deep shit for sure, because there's a lot of things that was incredibly difficult to do that AI can do, and it's just the reason obviously that VFX artists can still maintain their job is because they can do it with more specificity. That's the problem at the moment with the AI, is the specificity. But to see what it can do compared to what would be weeks of work for a visual effects artist is disturbing. And yes, Corridor Crew, they did a massive one where they kind of made themselves all anime, they made an anime episode modeled over them using AI. I think was one of their first ones, in the style of a Vampire Hunter D, which is like a famous anime thing, and it looked awesome. But in the comment section, a guy who did Ralph Bakshi, who did the original Lord of the Rings movie where they rotoed over, the animated movie from 1977. He goes, his comment was something like, and it was right up the top. It was something like, this concerns me, or something like that. And I was like, yeah, man, it is concerning. Yeah, it is concerning, and it's a tricky one because if you're an AI resistance leader, ultimately what will happen is everyone else will kind of be fucking you over using it while you're not using it. So it's hard to stay the course and be on the right side of AI history.
Well, personally, I welcome our AI overlords.
No, you say that now until
we appreciate power.
What do you mean?
That's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. That's for that's a Grimes song.
Oh, right.
And it's a sort of a song. There's this like kind of new religion starting about AI, where basically AI. Some people believe that AI from the future is going to be able to come back and initiate its own creation and essentially help its own creation. And there's this thing called I think I want to say it's Rocco's basilisk, and it's this like thought experiment. And it essentially I can't remember exactly the details of it, but basically, if you help the AI to come into existence now, you will be spared by the AI in the future. And so if you know about the AI, which you do as a listener, so actually what I'm doing now to the listeners is really bad for them, because if you don't know about the AI and the AI comes, you're okay. If you do know about the AI and you don't help it come into existence, it's going to like take you and upload you and then torture you, type thing. Upload your personality into somewhere and torture you. You have to look this up. Rocco's basilisk. And so she has released this song, and it's a "We Appreciate Power." It's about AI, and essentially it's helping to convert and make the AI happen quicker in order to spare her. And me. And so by me saying we appreciate power, I feel like I'm paying tribute to the AI gods, and I've just saved your soul and maybe mine.
Oh, thank you, fucking Grimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not just Grimes. She's just one of them. Yeah. But maybe that should have been my lyrics at the beginning of the show today.
Well, yeah, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. Rocco's basilisk. Go look it up.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. So they've just done another one, which is like a Toy Story version. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Look, and that's the problem. The first people to adopt it is YouTubers, and big companies like fucking Coca-Cola doing their Christmas ads, and McDonald's. I don't know if you saw that McDonald's ad.
Oh no, they're doing AI ads now.
The McDonald's
it's all over for me.
Well, it was interesting. They did a McDonald's AI ad, which was not very good.
Yeah.
Obviously got a lot of backlash. They ended up taking it down. Then some of the team that were part of it were like, technically this took more manpower to sort of generate and massage these prompts to like, but that's a bit of a, it's not quite true, because it's like, sure, it may have, but you also didn't have to hire a crew of 100 people
and pay the actors
and pay and pay them all for. So I'm not sure again that is a but essentially they're saying like it did take more work than the real thing, just because AI be crazy. But YouTubers especially are the first. But and there's a new, in fact, there's in the filmmaking community, there's a whole big push through Artlist to do AI generated stuff and advertise that. And but the first to adopt it is YouTubers, because YouTubers are just one people bands most of the time. So they're like, sweet, well, I can't hire that, but AI can do it for me.
I just think you can't, you just can't, there's no point in resisting, because, resistance is futile. Essentially, like,
resistance is futile.
We can't really. It's here now. The genie is out of the bottle, and now the AI is programming AI, which is programming AI. It's a flywheel. And it's only going to get faster and faster. That's why you look at you've seen that video of Will Smith eating spaghetti 2 years ago, and then you look at him eating spaghetti today, and it looks awesome. And it's like that's after 2 years. So imagine it after 2 more, or 5, or 10. Right, it's here. The genie is out of the bottle. 99% of the content on the internet is going to be AI slop, and we're going to be okay with that because it'll be entertaining enough. It'll do its job. It'll advertise the thing or whatever. And then little shows like ours will become niche. Well, we're already pretty niche, but
I don't think we become any more niche.
Boutique. If we became more niche, we would actually be instead of having followers, we'd be like killing followers. We'd be like negative followers.
Exactly.
Somehow.
Exactly. Yeah. We're any more niche, our followers would be telling people to unfollow,
not to watch us. Well, I do want to just on that note, I do just want to give a quick shout out to the 6 viewers on the live stream today. Shout out to the 650-150 listeners.
Well, 5 because one of them's me.
Oh, one of them's you, right?
One of them's you.
Well, yeah.
that's
And,
4.
and I'm watching in 2 tabs
So
because
that's 3.
No, actually, I'm only watching in 1 tab. Yeah. And then we've got Kiwi Jezza, Tyler Adams, and J-Rod millionaire Jared Murray.
And he also said, what did you think of the new Street Fighter trailer? Did you see that?
I didn't watch it properly. I did see little bits and pieces of it, and it looked fine. Like it looked like authentic. Like Guile's hair was
cinema.
Was game
cinema.
authentic. You know,
So,
it was true to the game. Guile's hair, and I saw him do a flash kick.
He did a flash kick for sure,
and all that, and it looked fine. It just didn't look like the type of thing that I would watch nowadays. That's kind of the problem. But it looked like probably I would like it when I was a kid.
I thought, I was like, this really exemplifies why you can't make faithful game adaptations. Because Guile's hair looked fucking stupid. It looked ridiculous. It looked like the dumbest thing you'd ever seen. It was it was insanely nonsensical.
Yeah.
And many of the costumes, this always happens, is, they go, we'll go real authentic with it. All the costumes then suddenly look like people cosplaying as those characters, because in the games it looks normal. It's in the game. It's in that universe. But we're in real life, and this is real life. Even if it's the Street Fighter world of real life, it doesn't matter. And as soon as you kind of see those bright, garish costumes, you're like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck have they done to 50 Cent's hair? Why did they have to give him exactly the same? He could have just had a normal 50 Cent. Why did they have to put the fucking... Anyway, I think it will be brilliant. I don't know if it can possibly top the first Street Fighter movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme,
Kylie Minogue,
the talking jet, what was it, the talking fucking jet boat TV. Anyway,
I don't remember that.
There's so many crazy things in that film that I'm not sure if you could. I'm just not sure if you written in a day by the writer of Die Hard. Written over a weekend, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you'll be able to top that Street Fighter. That's some pretty big shoes to fill, and but they seem to want to match it with ridiculousness here. Yeah. But I'll be first in line.
Here's the big problem, and nobody knows what a Street Fighter is anymore. Is that game even popular with the young people nowadays?
Yeah, you just not. You're just out of touch.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was always more of a Mortal Kombat kind of guy.
Yeah.
But
no, Street Fighter is alive and well. I mean, they literally hold worldwide Street Fighter tournaments.
Yeah.
And I believe it's still one of the best-selling beat-em-ups.
Got it.
Street Fighter, I think we're up to either 6 or 7 now.
Yeah.
Plus all the other versions.
Yeah.
No, Street Fighter's alive and well. And that movie... ironically, the Filippo brothers were attached to direct that at one point, and they obviously had an issue with Guile's hair.
Yeah, they were like, nah, if the
I
hair's
can't
gonna be
do
like
this. This is too silly.
I'm going to go Let Her Go instead.
Yeah.
Bring her back. Or whatever.
Bring her back.
Bring her back.
It's all wrestlers also playing the main roles.
Right.
Not all, some.
Wrestlers, well known for their excellent acting abilities.
Exactly.
So that's good. There was one, The Rock, because he's okay. Oh, what about that?
Yeah, I mean, look, can you really... I know that you're trying to say that to be a dick, but the problem with stating that as one of the most successful actors in the world is a wrestler.
Yeah, The Rock.
And, in fact, not just 1, 3.
Yeah.
You've got The Rock, Batista, and John Cena, so actually that does fly completely in the face of that statement.
No, because we're not talking about success. We're talking about caliber of acting skill.
Yeah, well, I mean...
The Rock's all right. He's all right. I don't know about John Cena.
John Cena's good. They're all good actors.
Yeah.
That's why they're successful in acting rather than doing the Hulk Hogan,
the Santa with muscles.
The sort of be in a movie, it flops, and everyone's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah,
wrestler trying to act.
Yeah,
that didn't happen for those guys, so they must be doing something right.
Yeah,
although I do think Rock is not an amazing actor.
No.
Although, in the Smashing Machine, allegedly, he's very good.
I have not seen that. I did stand-up comedy for the first time in a long time. I did stand-up comedy, went and performed live, dusted off my old routine.
Oh, boy.
I freshened it up a little, tweaked
Made
it a
some
little.
2025 references.
Yeah, freshened it up a little bit. I mean, I wrote this literally when I was like, I want to say like 22, 23. 20 years ago, I wrote it, and it's just been serving me ever since. And so I went and I performed it, but it's a good little venue. It's called the Cardboard Comedy Club, but it's a new little indie place. But the problem was on the night I showed up, and all of the audience, literally 100% of the audience, except for the people I brought, were comedians who were waiting for their turn. So it was just comedians performing to other comedians. And the people that I brought were the only actual audience, and they didn't speak English. That was my dear girlfriend's parents. They did not speak English, so they've got very little of it. Although,
Thank God.
well, one of the comedians, I mean all of the comedy, but yeah, my one as well. They didn't, yeah, my one's very dirty. It's about having sex with an overweight woman. And so, so I brought the only audience members there.
Peak comedy.
And then
About having sex with an overweight woman.
It's actually a clever, scathing, reflection on our society.
Yeah.
So it went well, except for the fact that, like I said, basically, the first half, all the comedians in the first half did their performances, and then they left during the lunch break. So, and then my performance was in the second half, and everybody had basically gone except for the other 4 or 5 comedians that were performing in the second half. And then I'm doing my gig, I'm doing my set, and I look up at the 5 comedians in the back, and they're all like looking at their phones, like checking their lines, like practicing their own thing. Like they're like kind of paying attention, but mostly like thinking about their own set, which they're about to do. So that was all very shit. But my performance, perfect, hilarious, nailed it. Remembered it all. I watched the video. We watched the video back. It was good stuff.
So that's how you know it was great.
Yeah, if it wasn't for all the fucking crickets when they're supposed to be laughing because there's nobody there, just these comedians looking at their lines, it would have been great. I just needed a bigger crowd. It's not my fault. It's the audience's fault. That's the problem, the audience.
That's why there were no laughs.
We many moons ago, Guy and I did a web series called The Project, and there's a stand-up comedy scene in The Project where I bomb. But speaking of The Project, we have just started writing a season 2 of The Project. So if you are an old school Pigville follower, you will know about The Project, our web series. So it's on our main channel, Pigville and the number 2, but actually the one you want to watch is the extended version, which is on the Retro Pigville YouTube channel. It's called Retro Pigville Videos. That's what it's called. And on there is the extended version of The Project. It's a mockumentary where Guy and I play ourselves, but sort of stupider and uglier. But it kind of parodies our real life filmmaking experience and some things. We're making a pilot TV show and how it really went, and it's a mockumentary parodying what really happened, and I really like it. I've always loved that project, and we have just had one writing session and starting to put together a season 2 script. So working alongside Anna Marie, Guy's co-writer, we're putting together this season 2 of The Project, so keep an eye out for that. And the great thing about it is once I've got a script, I feel like pretty confident we can produce it for quite cheap. I feel like it can be quite cheap and attainable once we've got that script. So I'm looking forward to that as a hopefully a low pressure, low stress, fun and still good project. That's how I'm picturing it anyway.
Yeah, I don't think those exist.
I think it will be kind of like that though, because I can picture us. Here's what I'm thinking, right? We can do the series, but we could also, if we wanted to, we could film an episode or not even an episode, a scene, just around the house or around somewhere nearby on the weekend type thing. If we were going to do a show that could come out every week and had to be written and shot and edited and come out each week, this would be that project because it's mockumentary. You've got the microphones, you just click them straight on. You don't need to hide them, anything like that. A lot of it's shot around here. It doesn't need to look perfect. You just need to get good performances. That's the main thing, good performances. So yeah, I think that is potentially a cool project. So keep an eye out for that. We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, low pressure, low stress, low effort, and good.
I think it'll be good. I think it'll be all those things. There'll be some pressure, some stress, but not for seasoned indie filmmakers such as ourselves.
Well, I think we better wrap it up.
We'd better wrap it up because I got to go as well. But it has been a pleasure being back. Thank you so much to all you guys for tuning in. Tyler, Kiwi Jezza, sound off in the comments if you're there. Jared, I feel like there was some other people earlier. Philota Tiger, I think he's gone. He's gone.
He
when
was
you called
out.
When you called him a motherfucker, he was gone. He was like, I heard the show was good. Fuck you guys. It's about babies. Shut up. No, shout out to Philo Tiger and also the Movie Cube for your good questions. Do keep me in mind for a cameo. I'll be there. That's how I got on Killer Sofa. I said on the podcast, hey, I'm looking for roles. Let me know. And Bernie Rao, who we'd never met until then, got in touch with me, and the rest is history. So let's do it. I'll be your scream queen.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yeah. All right, well, hit the thumbs up, do all those things, share something, all that stuff, and we will release the audio of this in a few days. So, see you then.